Hello everyone. Welcome to today's episode. I am your host Vihang, and I am today with Naren sir and Ravi sir. Can both of you say hello?
Hello.
Hello, hello. Hi, Bian.
Okay. Welcome to today's episode. We are here on a YouTube channel called Drug Development Diaries. In this particular channel, we are going to talk about different exciting stories and anecdotes and experiences about the drug development process. And particularly in this series of podcasts, we are going to discuss a recently published book. The book is called Approved: The Life Cycle of Drug Development. Naren sir and I happen to be the editors of this book. And on our show today, we have Ravi Khare, who has authored two insightful chapters. One is about risk analysis, and another is about data analytics. So, Naren sir, would you like to take over and introduce our guest today and dive deep into the stories that he has elaborated in his two chapters?
Yes, Bian. So I'm excited. I'm like to introduce you to Ravi Khare, who's my friend from maybe 40 years, maybe more. He and I have been working together for many years, and I've known him as an engineer, mechanical engineer, and he also has a entrepreneurship role where he has a company where he does consulting and software development for many years. He's a professor, teaches data analytics and engineering in Pune. But his main love is bicycling and playing the guitar. So with that, welcome Ravi to the show, and we are excited to talk to you about your experiences in data analytics and risk assessment.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah,
Let's get started.
yeah. So let's start with the chapter, the discussion on the chapter on the data analytics first. Um, Me included, but most people think about data analytics as spreadsheets and numbers and coding, and especially for biologists, it's sort of a foreign thing. So, how do you approach it, and how have you applied it for writing this chapter on data analytics for drug development?
So you're right. I mean, most people perceive data analytics as spreadsheets and tools and code and computers. However, these are the tools that go into data analytics. The goal of data analytics is to do well in whichever focused area that you work in. In this context, it is drug manufacturing. And if you rely upon data rather than hunches, your decisions are likely to be more productive and correct more often. So
Right.
that's my take on data analytics.
Yeah, good. And obviously, you have added much more detail in the book itself. Could you tell us a little bit about how you've structured this chapter in the book?
So the data analytics chapter looks at three important facets of drug development. And my focus when writing any text, be it a chapter in a book or be it an article, is looking at who the reader is going to be and give the reader something that can be taken back home and practiced. So unless it has that practice oriented and take back home kind of a focus, the reader is not going to be interested. So I have looked at three important facets of drug development where data analytics plays a vital role. One of them is the development and manufacturing of drugs, in which design of experiments, the well-known technique, which was well, hundred and a few plus years ago, which was discovered by Ronald Fisher, and or I would say invented by Ronald Fisher in the field of agriculture, and then it was adopted all over. So I've looked at design of experiments and focused on drug development as well as manufacturing process evolution. And then for manufacturing processes, CMC and manufacturing quality, I have looked at process capability, process stability, the statistical process control kind of data analytics. So these have their roots, these techniques have their roots in deep statistics. And I have tried to bring them out, make them simple in the hands of the reader. The second focus is on measurement in the chemical as well as the pharmaceutical sector, measurement is of any analyte is done by assays. So assays need to be qualified with data, making sure that the assays are giving you results that you can bank upon and you can use to get good results. So I have given a little brief about assay validation and assay development using data analytics. And the third one is sampling. So sampling is ubiquitous in every sector that you go. So I have taken a focus on acceptance sampling because a lot of things that go into the pharma business, like the active ingredients or the raw material, it comes from suppliers, from vendors, and then you need to control the incoming quality by taking samples and making a judgment about the incoming material. So the third aspect I have taken is acceptance sampling, and I have looked at statistics that goes into the risk of quality getting deteriorated, and I have taken a kind of risk-based approach even there, even in data analytics. So this is
Excellent.
this is the structure of the chapter.
Yeah. So,
That's
yeah, go ahead, Vihan.
That's quite insightful, sir. Amazing structure that you have. I believe it will be very useful for any student of drug development or biotechnology to adapt these principles into. So, what I would like to ask here is, through your professional journey, do you have any anecdotal examples where data analytics has helped in the drug development process, or in general for the pharmaceutical sciences? Like, where does this merger happen? How do these fields marry each other, and are there any very interesting and exciting examples or stories that you have encountered in so far in your professional journey?
So this has been the need of the day all along. The finding the space between biotechnology or pharmaceutical sciences and data analytics and maths. So Naren and I have been working for some time in the junction of these two sciences, and we realized that putting these two sciences together makes a big impact. Because if we work in silos and put and look at each of these sciences in isolation, they do not lead us to anywhere. So unless the sciences talk to each other, we are not getting anywhere. So one of the exciting things that I can recount that we did recently is that we had used the Monte Carlo simulation technique, which is a statistical mathematical technique, in order to model the incidence of COVID, which has kind of been around in our lives for the past 5 years. And we had
Wow.
modeled the incidence based on a lot of biomarkers, a lot of population demographic parameters to predict the intensity of incidence of COVID given the demographic and biomarker profile. Now, this gives us a predictive model which we can use. And based on the predictive model, you can start preparing for your infrastructure that needs to take care of the of mitigating the disease or of addressing the needs of the patient.
Right.
So this also was published as a paper in Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences, and
Yeah.
it was an insight to us as well as to how well the collaboration between orthogonal diversified technologies can lead you to productive gains.
That's very
So
good.
this was an exciting thing.
Amazing, amazing. So let's now shift our gears to the second chapter that you have written. That's about risk assessment. Uh, so going by the word risk, it sounds a bit off, right? Because we develop drugs to save people's lives. What can be risky or what can be hazardous in the drug development process? How are these two words defined in the context of drug development? And what is exactly the motivation of writing a chapter about it?
So risk and hazard are almost used interchangeably, and they are very close to being synonymous. However, there is a subtle difference. Hazard
Mhm.
is an undesirable event. Yeah.
Correct. Mhm.
However, risk is defined as the probability of an undesirable event occurring. So when I say
Right.
probability, that means I am trying to preempt a hazard. I am trying to preempt an undesirable event that would occur. And I would try to take preventive actions to make sure that the causes that lead me to undesirable events, like toxicity or like non-specific reactions of a drug, are mitigated before they occur. So everything about risk, the major focus is the preemptive nature of risk. That means you need to take care of the risk, take care of undesirable incidents from preventing them from occurring in advance before they occur. And if you do it well, risk analysis will bring down the incidence of failures drastically. So
Great.
that's where a scientific methodology of risk assessment, risk management becomes vital. And recognizing this, US FDA has come up with a guidance, ICHQ 9, which deals with quality risk management. And this chapter is more or less based on the guidance that is given. And this guidance follows the methodology that we observe in orthogonal sectors. Like engineering, we do the
Mm-hmm.
same failure mode effects analysis. In pharma and life sciences, we follow the same pathway. However,
Mm-hmm.
the nomenclature is slightly different. But as I said earlier, the different sciences need to come together and harmonize now.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's
So,
what we have
so,
done.
so as a follow-up,
Amazing.
Ravi, for the risk assessment, um, what are the new trends in doing risk assessment in pharma and in general, and also, what the career paths for individuals may be in this area?
So I'll answer your first question first. Is what are the new trends? People have recognized the nature of risk. People have recognized the nature of failure, and I call
Mm-hmm.
it the failure chains as to how one failure triggers other, and how the potential of the failure that can prove harmful to the patient or to the society can be mitigated by finding the root causes in the failure chain and prevented.
Yeah,
So the focus on prevention is now scientifically geared using failure chains. So that is the focus. And we understand whether in processes or in products that are likely to fail, there is a structure function failure relationship. And these three terms, this triology of structure function failure is the thing that has come to surface now, and it is becoming all pervasive. It is
yeah,
becoming very effective as well. And even the ICHQ 9 document has encompassed a wide variety of areas in risk analysis. Under risk analysis, they talk about operations, development, laboratory control, product safety and efficacy, packaging, facilities and utilities, materials, processes, systems. So they are not talking about the product or the formulation in isolation. They are talking about the entire infrastructure that is subjected to risks and how to prevent and mitigate these risks in advance. So
great.
this is what is
Um,
new.
any advice for young individuals looking at careers in pharmaceutical sciences, in data analytics and risk?
So my answer to that would be please focus on the science that you are an expert in. So people will be experts in manufacturing, they will be experts in development, drug development, there will be experts in CMC or MSAT or whichever areas that you look at. So the expertise needs to be applied there. Now, data analytics and risk analysis are tools in your hand. They are techniques in your hand. They need to be learned scientifically by everyone across sectors and across functions in the pharmaceutical sciences. And while you focus on your core competence, where you do well in the pharmaceutical sciences, these tools, understanding them very well, these techniques, understanding them well and in a scientific manner, will give you an edge. Will give you an edge at doing better at whatever you focus on.
Right.
So do not shift your focus. There is no such person as a risk expert or
Mm-hmm.
a data analysis expert.
Correct.
Uh, Everyone uses these tools
Although,
and becomes expert in their core area. So
yeah,
when I use my expertise, primarily I use it in mechanical engineering. With data analytics and risk is something that I've learned and I've practiced. Yes.
yeah. I think what you mentioned is absolutely true, which is, people need to focus on the scientific expertise they have.
Yes.
People are going after the rat race of, doing data analytics, doing some courses on data analytics and trying to become data analyst. It is not data analytics. It is the science, and data analytics is the tool to be able to address your scientific issues. So,
So your science
Right,
is
right.
supreme. Yeah, your
yeah.
science
So
is supreme.
final question, Ravi, on this, and then we'll wrap it up. just share your experiences in writing the book, because I think we've been writing the book together, all of us, in the whole chapter of almost a year. So, what was your experience?
So the entire process went on for an year, and it was a great learning for me. So I appreciate the attention to detail that you editors gave to the entire process. You did not let any of us authors slack off and take shortcuts, which was really appreciated, and success you can see in the book that has come out. And the scientific rigor that all the authors had put in was something of an experience and something which was valuable for me. It was a lesson that I learned.
Thank
And
you.
I will carry this ahead with me for a long time and
Thank you.
in all the future endeavors that I take.
Thank you so
So
much.
thanks for that. I mean, you do.
Yeah, we hope there'll be future editions, because I know things are going to get new
Yes.
things are going to come up. So Vihang, why don't we wrap it up and
Yeah, sure. So that has been a wonderful discussion, very insightful discussion. I especially like this story that you told about modeling COVID pandemic and using data analytics to, understand or give new insights about the pandemic. That was really something that everybody could relate with. And I'm sure the viewers of this particular video are finding it exciting. They are definitely motivated to go ahead and grab the book and read it. And so, just to reiterate, this book by Springer, the name is Approved: The Life Cycle of Drug Development, and it's out there. Definitely go ahead, have a look. If you have any questions regarding this particular book or the contents of this book, let us know in the comments and spread the word.
thank you so much. Thank you again,
Thank
Ravi,
you.
and thank you, Vihang. I mean, this has been an enormous experience for both of us.
Thank
Um,
you.
Sure.
It's been I mean, it's been an experience for me also. So thank you for organizing this session. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Goodbye, and
Bye
stay
bye.
tuned for the next episode that is going to come up on this series. We'll have another author from the book discussing about different concepts, exciting stories, and wonderful, insightful anecdotes. So, see you in the next episode. Bye bye.